273 to 116. Cyber defeats Dolmoth Jackalwolf 313 to 73. Peridot defeats Ethan 262 to 124. Amadrasu, that's a hard one to pronounce, defeats Navask 257 to 125. Dynamite defeats Tobias Marek. That's 311 to 65. Koinokun defeats Oreo 211 to 180. Sydney Bird defeats Diesel 250 to 134. Dingo defeats Silver 221 to 168. Sage Jackal defeats Braille 269 to 111. Kellogg Holly defeats Spit Shepherd 279 to 112. Rocket Wolf defeats Blooper 209 to 183. And Sasha Windfeather defeats Azurin 280 to 104. In groups E and F, Tatanga defeats Terran 202 to 132. Palmer Husky defeats Tyler Foxgood 188 to 138. Ooh, here's a close one. Victoria defeats Kalula 165 to 162. Crosspaws defeats Delilah 265 to 67. Dallas defeats Cornwall 227 to 105. Tundra defeats Kanuski 162 to 158. Kenora defeats Russ 278 to 150. Candy defeats Groggy Fox 258 to 68. Taxi defeats Sammy Stripes 197 to 133. Kataru defeats Orla Westy 252 to 72. Frappuccino defeats V 206 to 127. Walden defeats Dex 179 to 150. Caspian defeats Snitcher 210 to 124. Firebird defeats Taba 172 to 152. Spunky defeats Isis 191 to 144. And Minstrel defeats Drakian 207 to 127. And we are now underway for voting for groups G and H. And this is how it's going to go down. Group G, Krygist versus Pepperpup. Flux versus Kabora Gun Bunny. Eric's and Strawberry versus Arak. J Tiger Claw versus Mosey Otter. Spook versus Tack. Cage versus Cedar Rabbit. Daisuke Husky versus Doryu. Flagstaff versus Robo Dobie. Group H, we have Foxplay versus Machozi. Whatever that. Cosamalto versus Coco. Craig the Husky versus Leo Blue Wolf. Gage versus Zach. Amarak. Rajin versus Lucifer. Fuzzwolf versus Elemental P. Aiden Raccoon versus Shino. Frost Wolfdog versus Tumbleweed of Coyote. And those have started today. In Group I, we have Manda Panda versus Garodor. Saruno Werewolf versus Raflewski. Marley versus Golden Wolf. Champ versus Luciole. Murloc Otterpup versus Ambran. Malibu and Kalua versus Tyler Thailandia, I can't say that. Rukario versus Boo Boo Bunny. Suyoto versus Alice Wolfer. In Group J, we have Cyrus versus Cashew. Ichi Black versus Ravaki. Moxie Foxy versus Jax. Solstice Leopard versus Flavius the Fox. Zeeskis versus Duke. Sugar versus Raptor Red. Kojak Husky versus Kali Kai. And the one I am looking forward to. Gila, you're taking on Loki. Vote for Loki, please. I'd love to see him go all the way. Those will be starting on the 14th, which would be this Wednesday. In Group K, we have LT versus Oz Kangaroo. Smarty versus Lace. Paul Shepard versus Kaya Softball. Pumpsicle versus TH Squirrel, or Trigger Happy Squirrel. Jace Husky versus Japheth. Dragon versus Keo. Scabraz Vermicelli versus Crash the Dog. Aura versus Pistol Pup. And in Group L, we have D. Bruin versus Edmund. Tristan Husky versus Akawao. Keo Wolf versus Damien. Axel Wolf versus Stompy. Lika versus Beefcake. Emphasis versus Tauntaun. Cadbury the Alien versus Clintmine. And Brya versus Scapegoat. Those will be starting on Friday on the 16th. So those are your matchups for this week. And once again, each of those have 2 days of voting. So, that's all I got to say for tonight. And I'll see you later. Spike Pap logging out. Vote for Loki.